There we go. And just kind of, and if you use gloves, as you can see, it just tosses up very nicely. It's the best way to go. It is the only way to go. And guess what? We have had opening prayer. And right now we're going to ask several of the men. We prayed already. The plates are coming. They're being served to you. All right? And you can eat as I do the next one. Yes?
Question. Somebody had asked what type of oil did you use? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. I've used olive oil. I've used canola oil. Whatever you have in your cupboard. Oil. The healthier, if you feel something's healthier than something else, use it. Yes, another question?
I know, I love the salad. I chopped the recipe to the dressing in half because I make it for me and my husband, and it's like too much dressing for me, so I just adjust the ratio so it's less.
Yes.
Like, is it regular or dressing?
Yes. You can also make a broccoli salad. If you lightly steam a couple of heads of broccoli, you can do this with broccoli, and it tastes very good. Any green type vegetable that's fresh is so, so good. This way, it's made wonderfully. I was going to have Heidi walk this off, but she'll be back. All right. Your food is going to be coming around. Let me grab that. Take that. I'm going to go now to the fruit and nut balls. Okay? And you'll feel like you're being served a complete meal, which you are, which is wonderful. In fact, before I do the nut balls, let's just go through the recipes, and I'll tell you what you've got on your plate before you devour it. All right? So you have 2 little mounds of rice. The rice is half white, half brown. Why did I mix 2? Because I want you to get healthy from the brown. You can do 100% brown or 100% white. But that's what you've got on one little mound. You have chickpea coconut curry. Chickpea is a garbanzo, and it's a very, very healthy bean. It can be used in savory dishes. I put it in cookies. Did you have a question? No. And then on the other rice mound, you have, and I need a Spanish-speaking person to say this, it's called tofu. How do you say it?
Where?
On the front, I think it's tofu calderata. Did I say it pretty good? Calderata? All right, and it has tofu in it, which is very, very healthy for you. And on your sheet, you'll have to read about the tofu and the garbanzos. So they're both very, very, very good for you and very, very healthy. And then you have on your plate a cucumber salad. I want you to taste the flavor of the dressing. Again, it's made with a plant-based mayonnaise, and it's very healthy. Again, it's a green vegetable. We are emphasizing health today, and green-type vegetables are very important to our health. If you flip your paper over, you've got the main plate, but just in a few minutes, and these guys that are passing out the main plates could starts giving out desserts. Okay, so you're going to get a vegan cheesecake dessert topped with a raspberry topping, homemade raspberry topping, and the raspberry topping will be on the other sheet that talks about tofu and garbanzos. And last but not least, you're going to have fruit balls on your dessert plate. And I hope you all can watch me while I make these fruit balls, because I know you're looking at your plate. So far, do we have a good flavor coming off? Are you enjoying?
Yes.
Awesome. And coconut milk is used in both of the gravy toppings. So that's one of the secrets to making those so amazingly good. So I'm going to just share with you the fruit and nut ball recipe. And I need one more plastic glove. Okay, I'm going to make it with one glove. Okay? So, yeah. So Huh? Oh, good. My other glove's coming. So we'll go over the recipe before I actually mix it. This was done in a food processor. Thanks. This was done in a food processor. How to do that? Hello? For right now, I'll use this one until she tries to figure it out. So we're going to look at the recipe. It calls for 1 cup of Brazil or macadamia nuts. And I put macadamia in here. If you say, and you can go to Walmart and get all these, Walmart serves everything, okay? But if you've got almonds in your freezer, do all almonds. It'll taste fine, okay? Either way, but I love the macadamia flavor. It takes a cup of almonds, a cup of macadamia nuts, 2 cups of dried pineapple or other dried fruit. Today, one of your fruit balls, is pineapple. The other one is mango. Okay? So taste the difference and say, which one do I like the best? It's really fun. And then you have lemon in this, and you have honey, sweetened with honey, and they're rolled in coconut flakes. So very, very tasty. I know you haven't tried it yet, but you'll be getting there. But let me show you how I make those balls. I get my food processor and I process the nuts first till you get it pulverized. Then take that out and put it in a bowl. And then I pulverize the dried fruit, take it out, put it in the bowl, and then put your honey and your lemon and all the other goodies in the bowl, and you mix it until it looks like it kind of crumbles. It's thick, and it can be made into a ball. Praise the Lord, we have 2 mics. And so I'm going to make these into balls. So I just put it together so it's nice and tight. I'm working it. And then I'm going to put it in the coconut. And then you have a coconut ball, okay? That's all there is to it. Has anyone tried their fruit ball yet? I know you're still working on your first dish. So I have to ask the question, on your plate, did you try the kale salad?
Yes.
All right, you really like it? Okay, and David just tried the fruit ball. Are you sold? Well, I'm glad you have a good cook in your family. It's going to be.
So am I.
She'll be making those fruit balls. They also are wonderful for making and giving away gifts at Christmas time. Fruit balls, simple fruit balls. Okay, and I've also made them with dates, and I've used different nuts, walnuts and dates mixed up together, same ingredients, and you can do it that way. So you can also, now I'm really going to you can dip these things in chocolate. Oh, melt your little chocolate chips or carob chips. You could do carob too if you're in love with carob, and then dip them and put them. They make wonderful Christmas gifts. So, and you can serve them just like you're getting it today in a special way. Any questions about the fruit nut balls? Any questions? It's clear as crystal. Love it. Okay. All right. If you don't, any questions about the other recipes? Yes, Sarah. You can do it in a blender, but make sure you blend the dried fruit separately from the nuts, and then you put them together in a bowl. Actually, at my house, I put it all in my food processor and I just let it go, and it works. But I've done it both ways. I've done it in a blender, but a blender is hard to do both of them together. You have to do them separately. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Now, I think you guys are lucky because I think there's seconds So if Kim or some of the guys see that your plate is empty, you got to empty the first one before you get more. They'll come around and they'll say, "Would you like seconds?" And they will serve you seconds. So please get ready, and she will come when the plates are a little emptier than they are now. So, all right. So I think I have to carry this over here. All right. Are you guys ready for the lecture? It's about a 50-minute lecture. So make your food last all the way through the meal, and you'll just be going all the time. So, but isn't the rain sound wonderful? You know, when I hear rain, I think of the Holy Spirit. He rains down upon us and brings joy and love and patience and long suffering, all those fruits, those wonderful fruits. And it reminds me spiritually of how much He wants to fill our hearts with joy. So we are blessed to listen to the rain. And you know, another time when you hear rain is when you're camping in a tent. And it reminds me of being out in the woods, and it's dark, but there's a rain coming down. So there's a lot of peaceful feelings that can enter our minds just by hearing the rain. Praise the Lord. All right. So we're going to start, and I think I'm just going to give a short prayer. Just pause for 2 seconds. Oh Lord, I pray that you bless us as we listen to more of the goodness that you've given us through the power of your word and through health tips that we can take home to live better, healthier lives. In Jesus' name, amen. If you were to Google the word health on the internet, there would be 3,500,000,000 sites. And let's see, wait a minute. And this is from Forks Over Knives. And Google has said that they get over 1 billion hits on health every day. So interest in health has never been more than it is today. Everybody uses it before they go to the doctor. You know, they'll say, "Oh, I wonder what my symptoms would lead to," or whatever. "I got a pain here, I got an ache there." And they'll check the internet for that. So the health is very, people are interested in it. So there's a man, a little story here. His name is A.J. Jacobs. And I think he's up on the screen. There he is. For 2 years, A.J. Jacobs decided to be the healthiest man on the planet. He ate the right food every day. He exercised at least 4 days a week. He daily blended all kinds of green smoothies, as you can see him up on the screen. He used sunscreen because he wanted to prevent skin cancer. He bought a dog because he heard it cut back on depression. And he washed his hands properly and carefully for 2 minutes, several times a day, thinking that it would prevent colds and flu. He wore a helmet when he drove his car. He also wore a helmet when he went for walks because he heard that wearing a helmet, that many people hurt themselves falling, and they could have used a helmet to prevent. He wore earplugs to live a more peaceful life. He incorporated sunflower seeds into his dishes because it helped him to crunch like he used to do on Doritos. This man was serious. And then he heard of Michelle Obama said if you plant a vegetable garden, you'll be healthier. So he planted a vegetable garden. But I will tell you, after 2 weeks of trying, A.J. Jacobs, he said his social life went down the tubes. He started living his life normal again, and he got extremely ill. He said it didn't work for him. He said it nearly killed him. So I'm asking you the question, have you ever felt that trying to live healthy is killing you? So I'm going to tell you, take heart. You're not alone. At least A.J. Jacobs can relate. So I just, if you had one goal in mind, if I was to come back here a year from now and I would say, hey, how's it gone for the whole year? If you had one goal in mind for the next year, what would you like to improve? It's a good question. A question that I hope by the end of our little class here today, you will be able to say, this is what I want to do to make a difference in my health. So before we really get into the nooks and crannies of this, I want to give you a Bible verse. And it's Genesis 1, verse 29. And it is, to me, the bedrock, basic foundation to living healthy. And I want you to read this with me, okay? You can see Adam and Eve, our first parents, are in the Garden of Eden. And let's read this together. Just pause for a moment. They say it's good to pause while you're eating. Some people only know what the plate looks like once they start, but I'm going to encourage you to look up, and we're going to pause for a moment, and we're going to read this together. Are you ready?
No, yet.
Whoops, something happened.
It's not being on the screen.
Oh. All right, I'll read it to you. You got good ears on today?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And God said, see, I have given every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be for food. This principle of good health is the one that undergirds all others. And I want to point out two words, the word herb. When you see the word herb in the Bible, it stands for vegetables and grains and beans. That's herb, okay? When you see the word tree in this verse, it is for fruits and nuts, okay? So God gave us fruits, nuts, grains, vegetables, and beans to be healthy, a plant-based diet in the very beginning. Now we're going to get down. We've been with Adam and Eve now in the Garden of Eden. Now we're going down to earth, okay? What if someone comes to you and says, would you like a donut or an apple?
Oh, wow.
Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
How about an apple Danish?
Apple.
How about mixing it a little, huh?
Yeah.
If you like apples, I'm going to start with the apples first because I know where most of our minds went to. If you like an apple, there's immediately a dialogue that takes place in your brain between your frontal cortex and the amygdala back farther a little ways. I'm going to tell you what that is in a minute. The conversation in your brain goes something like this. The frontal cortex says, if I eat the apple, apples are good for me. They have fiber. I won't get the sugar high or the low. And it won't be like a moment on my lips, forever on my hips. Okay? We've heard that before. So the reason the projection and all these things are taking place in seconds in our brain, so says Dr. Neil Nedley from Weimar. Then there's another part of your brain called the amygdala. Can you say that with me? Amygdala. Okay? And that's the part of the brain we are most familiar with. It's the part where feelings, appetites, and passions reside. It's called the amygdala. And it says, this is the emotional part of our life, the donut is chewy, it's gooey, and delightful. And when it hits the tongue, it will say kaboom-dia and the rush. Okay? You can all relate. The conflict is real. Dr. Daniel Goleman, in his book Focus, did we get this back? Okay, there's the break. You see the Z's on the right side? That's the time we spend in bed, and the red is the time we spend awake. Okay, we spend about a third of our life in bed. So there's the frontal cortex and there's the amygdala. So, yep, we got it back up. Thanks.
Can you repeat that one more time?
With the mic.
Oh, the mic. Okay, so you see the Z's? Oops. You see the Z's on the right side? We spend about a third of our life in bed, and we spend 2/3 of our life awake. Okay, so that's what that stands for. All right, maybe I better just hang on to this. So we're going to give up on this thing here. All right. Huh?
The battery's dead.
Do we have any batteries?
Excuse me.
Huh?
Just use the mic.
Yeah, I like to use my hands. So Dr. Goldman says in his book, in the mind's arena, willpower presents a wrestling match. Have you ever felt that like that before, between eating one thing and eating another and wondering, shall I or shall I not? The wrestling match is taking part between the top and bottom systems, the cortex and the amygdala, and one is the higher power and one is the lower power. Can you tell me which one the lower power might be? The amygdala. It's our emotions. We go by our feelings, we get ourselves into trouble. And these two systems signify a critical distance in focus. The reward circuits fixate on hot cognition, the donut, the high emotional charge. So the choices that we make today affect how the rest of our life is going to live. We think we can just go off course and fool around with our health, but I'm telling you right now you can't, because it's cumulative. Okay? So I'm going to share with you 3 important steps you can take today to springboard your goals to getting healthier. I'm going to share with you also 5 specific ways you can start tomorrow. But let's start with step number 1. Know your numbers. And I'm not talking about math tables. I'm talking about what you would get from a lab draw, okay? And many people say, well, I have to go to the doctor and I have to have a physical to find out what my cholesterol, my triglycerides, my blood sugar is. Not anymore. Here in Warrenton, right down here, can you see that? 170 West Shirley Avenue, there is a place called LabCorp. You can go there and spend a little more than $30 and give them a little bit of your blood after you fasted for 12 hours. And they will give you lab results within a week. It's amazing. We have it in Michigan too. When I Googled it for Virginia, I thought, oh, I don't know, it's pretty far from Michigan. They got it here. LabCorp is in Michigan. It's national. So one thing that we need to do if we would like to get healthy is know your numbers. Okay? And another number that you need to know is, and this is where it gets real personal, find yourself. Find yourself. See, I did something, I looked on that thing, and I left my arrow where mine is. So y'all know now. I used to be 60 pounds heavier. Okay, I am now between 107 and 135. All right, I am 125. And it is very important to me to keep that number low. They say that thinner people live longer. So I want to be one of those people. So it's important to know your numbers, know your weight now, and know your goal weight. And stay within those numbers, depending on your bone structure. It's very important, okay? I like that some of you are taking pictures of this. This is awesome. But really, it's important. And I have a scale in both bathrooms at my house because it helps me to remember accountability and honesty, okay, in that area. Okay, step number 2. What is step number 1?
Know your numbers.
Thank you. Step number 2, de-sweeten yourself. Now see, I'm really hitting where it hurts. De-sweeten yourself. Cut down on sugar. If you want a dessert, choose to eat a small one once a week. Okay? It's very important. And try it for 40 days. We are all eating 300 to 500 calories more than our counterparts did 20 years ago. And if you look around, when you walk the streets, or maybe in Walmart, you say, wow, we are a lot heavier than we used to be. And I'm going to tell you, it's not your fault. Now listen, this is very interesting information. Dr. Lustig did some research about, have you ever heard of the word leptin? Leptin is a hormone in your body. According to Dr. Lustig's research at University of California, leptin is released from your fat cells that tells your brain, I've had enough. Now, here's the truth. 2/3 of us in the United States, our leptin is no longer working. And you might say, well, I know mine's not, you know. But I'm going to tell you why. Because, now this is very important, in 1975, a liquid called fructose. Have you ever heard of fructose? In 1975, a man in Iowa invented fructose. And it wasn't even for people to eat, but he put it in stuff and it made things sweeter. And everybody got excited. Y'all are excited too today because you love your donuts, you know? But listen carefully, 90% of the processed foods in the stores and in the restaurants are laced with fructose. Even salt. Check your Morton salt. It's got fructose in it, okay? There's 50 different names for sugar. They want to hide it because they know there's some people, if they see the word sugar on there, they will not eat it. But they have 50 different ways to process. They use all different kinds of sucrose, sugar, 50 other different hidden names. And this sugar without fiber. Fiber is very important when it comes to sugar. Today you had kale with apples and onions, but did you know there was some honey in the dressing? But because of the fiber, your body mitigates the sugar, the sweetener. And you say, but honey, come on, Patsy, honey, don't trick yourself. Honey, sugar, maple syrup, they're still going to have a problem with it. Just because a honeybee makes it instead of a factory somewhere doesn't make it perfect. It makes it better. There's a few more nutrients in honey than there is in sugar. So the interesting thing is it's important that we know we're overdosed, and we know that sugar is 20% sweeter than it was 20 years ago because it's laced with fructose. And it's better to eat food. Now this is interesting. It's better to eat food from a plant than it is food processed in a plant. Did you catch that? Factory food compared to food out of a garden, there's a big difference when it comes to health. The food industry has duped us, and we are victims. It is not your fault. You cannot stop eating and eating. If you are eating a lot of processed foods, your leptin is not working for you. We need to simply de-sweeten our lives because we are over-pleasured. You and I know all too well what's driving us to eat unhealthy. So do you go day after day wishing you could lose weight or get rid of pills and high blood pressure medication and diabetes medication that you can't seem to? Haven't you tried every Monday to start a new diet sometimes, beginning of the year type stuff? Before a wedding, you can't do it. It's because of sugar. Sugar is very, very hard on our bodies. Dr. Lustig, though, he gives us a little window. He says you can do at least 6 teaspoons of sugar a day and it will not shut down your leptin. Isn't that nice? A little bit of sugar. You're having a little sugar today, and your leptin will not be shut down. The dessert can shut down if too much is eating. It's called changing the way you think. So I'm going to give you now a paragraph from Littleton University, a neurobiologist. And this is what he said. And I'm just checking the screen to see if it's still going to be there. Okay, there it is. We're doing good. All right, you guys are doing great. Are you getting sleepy from all that food? Keep smiling. I'm going to get through here. We'll get through here a little bit. But food researchers, okay, they know if they can get the perfect combination of sugar, fat, and salt, it will trigger your dopamine in your brain, which is your happy hormone brain, happy hormones. It will, so that you love that food so much, it will become addictive to you. They are wanting you to be consumer of addictive food for life. So don't let a scientist in a dark room get you hooked on food. That is addictive. You see, we don't like people doing cocaine, right? Because it's addictive. But guess what? Cupcakes can be addictive too. Cocaine, cupcakes, cocaine. I used to eat 6 to 12 donuts, cocaine, donuts, cocaine. Yeah, so you know what? Be careful. Overprocessed foods can treat us very unkindly. So I'm going to talk about a marshmallow for a minute. Marshmallows are all sugar, right?
Yep.
They're spongy, they're sweet, they're gooey, they're delightful. Dr. Daniel Goleman cites in his book Focus a London comprehensive study of 1,000 kids. They did a study on 1,000 kids. And what they did was they set these kids up at these long tables and they put a marshmallow in front of each kid. Okay, you can picture that. And they said to the children, if you wait 2 minutes, you can have not only that marshmallow, but you can have 2 marshmallows. What do you think happened? That's right. Most of the children immediately ate their marshmallows, but there were some that didn't, okay? I'll tell you what the ones that didn't, they didn't do it. Instead, they waited. They sang songs. They went over their math tables. They looked at the signs that these people put on the walls. They read the signs. They sang. They played finger games, and they tapped their feet. They distracted themselves. Now, second half of this study happened 10 years later. They followed these kids. 10 years later, now they're in their 20s. What is the difference between one who immediately eats a marshmallow and the other one who waited? You say, this is crazy. But guess what? They found those who waited at such a young age were more successful in life, financially, relationships, and health. That's amazing. Self-control taught early in life will cause a great difference to those who are, self-control is really, really important. Those kids, I say, had super self-control. And I want to tell you, sitting here today, I know you're not 10 years old anymore, but it's never too late to learn self-control. It's one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit if you read in God's Word, Galatians 5. And Dr. Goleman finished this by saying, if you are connected at the root, no matter what age, you will have good fruit. Okay, and those of you who are parents, teach your children self-control. Those of you who are grandchildren, who are grandparents, teach your grandchildren self-control. They will thank you in a million ways over and over again in their future lives. It's very important to have self-control. All right, we've gone through 2 steps. You guys are doing great. How are we doing with time? We're doing it. All right, so we've done, what's step number 1? Step number 2.
Be sweet yourself.
Be sweet, same thing, be sweet in yourself. Okay, Step number 3, you did it tonight. It's in action. Green leafy vegetables. And the reason I'm hitting on these 3 things is because it's what most people do not do. I'm just being honest with you. It's what most people, green leafy vegetables, we'll grab something before we'll grab green leafy vegetables. But when it comes to green leafy vegetables, you got the green light to eat. Not all that you want. Because, now listen, if you are pigging out on big salads thinking that you're getting healthier, when you get around a place where there's no green salads, you're going to be greedy in just the same way. We should have at least 2 servings of green leafy vegetables daily. It could be steamed broccoli. It doesn't have to be fresh, but it needs to be something green a couple times a day. It could be your lettuce in a sandwich. Just pile a few extra. We tend to just barely put a little bit on a sandwich. No, come on. Let's put some sprouts in there. Let's really put some salad inside our sandwiches. Then we can get our servings. And why? Because they are full of vitamins A, B, C, E, K, calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, fiber, protein, and water. In this plethora of richness, our bodies are healthier. It's a plethora of richness when it comes. We heard about kale. It's a wonderful place to find a lot of good things. So what are our favorites? We love broccoli. We love kale. We love Brussels sprouts, spinach, romaine. I think there's a picture up there. Look at them. God didn't make we know about fruits, but do we know about green leafy vegetables? They are covering very, very a lot of it. And it's a chance to prevent coronary artery disease and diabetes. It gives you beautiful skin, hair, good hydration, bowel regularity, and even weight loss. So what's the standard American diet? SAD, you've probably heard that before. People work hard, they go and fast food it or quick grab it, and they make a paycheck, work all week long, and they live for the weekends. Then along the way, they get sick, and they say, gotta go to the doctor. Something's not right. They go to the doctor, and the doctor takes lab tests, and he does x-rays, and you meet him back in his office, and he says, in this scenario, you've got diabetes. And you say to yourself, how did that happen? I don't get it. I'm going to tell you how it happened. It happened one fast food meal at a time. It happened one non-exercise day at a time. It did not happen overnight. And if you choose to reverse it, it's not going to happen overnight, but it can happen. You can reverse adult onset diabetes and high blood pressure. It's been proven over and over again. So what is the price of good health? Health is cumulative. You can't go on vacation and just live it up without getting the results. I'm telling you tonight, keeping your health, it's a second full-time job. Now, how many of you on your full-time job would say, I'm taking a break. I think I'll take a week off. I think I'll come in late. I don't think I'll show up on the weekends. I'm telling you, you can't do that with your health. It's a second full-time job. And I'm grateful for a second full-time job because it's made a difference, so much difference in my own life. So those are the 3 ways to make a launching pad for better health. Now I'm going to just see if you remember them. What's step number 1? Step number 2. And step number 3, leafy greens. All right. And in the last few minutes, we're going to talk about the 5 practical steps we can take for right now. And I'm going to read you, you're going to see them on the screen, from these different colleges that have done deep study and research and found a lot of the things that some of us probably know for real. So number 1 out of the 5 is good nutrition. All right, it's up on the screen. All right, on the bottom there. I don't know if does it show up? All right, so this is from the American Institute for Cancer Research out of Washington, D.C., and this is what they say. A diet rich in fruits, nuts, grains, vegetables, and beans make the best nourishment for a healthy body. That's pretty plain. I didn't hear, I tell you, a little bit of animal meat here and there won't hurt you, but I'm seeing mostly plant-based here. I'm just telling you, that's what I'm seeing. And it's very interesting to me. And they have found that 2 meals a day is better than 3. Heavy evening meals are killing us. We eat a meal in the evening. We should go out and work 8 to 10 hours before we go to bed. But instead, we go to bed. And what do you think happens to all that food? Oh, your fat cells are just store it, man, store it. It's for a rainy day, for a day when we don't have any food, store it. And we all carry it around. Oh, we're still carrying around Thanksgiving dinner. Do you understand what I mean? It's important that we think about what we're eating and how much we're eating, and fruits, nuts, grains, vegetables, beans, and nuts. Best stuff. All right, number 2. Number 2 is exercise. Now, I know it's cold outside. Did you know umbrellas keep the rain off? Dan and I, jackets, we get out every day, 2 miles a day. We do it. And in the winter, we get to go to the Y for free. They got that going on the insurance. But even when we didn't have that, we would put umbrellas. We have these big old huge, do they call them golf umbrellas? I tell you, we came in as dry as when we went out. Just get the umbrella out and walk. It's important. If you like to bike, find an exercise you like and do it. If it's basketball, play it every day. You know what I mean? Find something you like. If swimming is your big gig, find a pool and swim it. Be on the move. It's very important. In Heidi and Heidi's house, our bedroom is in the top floor. We have to go up and down those stairs. Do you know how many times I've been up and down those stairs? But because I'm doing 2 miles a day, up and down those stairs is nothing. I was excited. Oh, good, I get to walk stairs and it feels good, So I'm gonna have you all stand up. We're talking about exercise. Come on. Yeah, I know. Gotta move. Stretch a little. Put your hands above your heads. Now, I'm not going to make you run in place. I just want you to look at yourself. I want you to take a look at yourself from head to toe. You are half legs. All right, now you can sit down. You are half legs. Do you think God made you to sit on your derriere? No, he made you to stand, to walk, to run, to bike, to swim. He made you to move. And when we don't use those legs, I am going to give you something from a medical standpoint. If you don't use your legs, you will lose your legs. It is the first part of our body to go down the drain, is our legs, because they're the farthest away from the heart. And you have to use them or you will lose them. And if you are getting out of a chair and you feel stiff, you've been sitting too long. Get up every hour and move around. Walk around the table. Walk around the living room. You've got to move, or else you will lose what the Lord has blessed you with. All right, are we at number 4? 3. All right, 3. Water. All right, and here it is from the Harvard Medical School of Health. So we're traveling around to these different universities and we're finding out their research. Here's this research. Drinking 6 to 8 cups of water each day can help stave off a variety of conditions from kidney stones to migraines, as well as promote weight loss. And they are not talking about coffee and tea and pop. They said it's got to be water. Clinical trials has said it has to be water in order for it to really do the work. Now, I brought you something to look at. This is my cup. This holds 2 cups of water. I've already drunk out of here twice. Full 2 cups. And if you don't mind, I'm going to demonstrate the art of drinking. I get rid of this thing. Could you hold this? This is my cup and 2 cups. Are you ready?
Raquel said this is a magic show.
And it's never complete without going. Your mom could do 3. Get yourself some kind of a water receptacle that becomes your friend. This is my friend, okay? And I put it in the morning. You're thirstiest in the morning, believe it or not. Drink 2 cups right away, okay? And then I drink 2 more cups before breakfast. And I just drank 2 more cups. And what time is it? 10 after 4. Now, my husband, if he doesn't drink his water early enough in the day, guess where he's at in the middle of the night? So it's important to drink your water early in the day so that your body will be hydrated. And believe it or not, it will keep you from eating so much food. It's all about drinking to stay hydrated. I will tell you, when I worked as a nurse in the emergency room, we were always starting IVs on people that were dehydrated. And sometimes they came in with headaches, abdominal pain, heart discomfort, urinary tract infection. We stick a couple bags of IV fluid in them. They could go home. If they just did this every day, they'd never end up in the emergency room. So important, water. Some people don't want to drink water because they don't want to visit the bathroom. But guess what? You're filtering your kidneys, you're filtering your brain, you're filtering everything that needs to be filtered. To stay hydrated is to save lives. So it's important to drink your water. Can I hear a shout of amen out there? It's very, very important. Okay, we're going to go to temperance, self-control. We've talked about it a little bit, but as you can see up here, this cat has a mouse on this side and a mouse on the other side, and he's trying to use self-control. And he's accomplishing it. I don't know how they do it, but anyway, I just want you to know self-control, temperance is so important. And the next picture that you're going to see is a barroom pick. And according to Science News Today, across the globe, people smoke, drink, and use recreational drugs for a wide variety of reasons. Relaxation, escape, ritual, rebellion, boredom, simply social inclusion. In films, parties, and advertisements, lighting up a cigarette, pouring a glass of whiskey, or taking a pill was the in thing to do. But by and large, our group that we live, our society has not, you've noticed there's more addictions, there's more physical damage, there's widespread social and emotional harm. These things leave scars on the liver, on the lungs, they shape lives, they disrupt families, they strain healthcare systems. Do not use alcohol. There's nothing good about it. Do not use tobacco. There's nothing good about it. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about. Do not use caffeine. It's not good about it. There's nothing good about it. Caffeine destroys the heart and the nerves. Just being very open and clear with you, it's very important to leave off some of these drugs because they leave scars. I have taken care of people in nursing homes who have broken bones. The first thing they want is a cup of coffee, and that is what destroys the bones. The caffeine in the coffee destroys bones. It's very difficult to say these things because many people do that socially, and they think they need it in order to be healthy. But I'll tell you, when you get to heaven, there will be no coffee, drugs, or alcohol in heaven. Why not treat these body temples like God dwells in them and do the things that are pure and healthy toward it? All right, I'll get off that subject. Number 5, that's a tough one, is rest, okay? You know, for some people, it's tough to go to bed at night. I grew up on a farm. We went to bed with the chickens. You know when the chickens go to bed? When the sun goes down. And I just grew up that way. And then I became a nurse. And I got up before daylight at 7, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And to work I went. I was happy to go to bed at night. Very tired. But according to the National Center for Biotechnology, listen carefully, sleep is the foundation of brain health. More than anything else, brain health is benefited from sleeping. And you spend 1/3 of your human time in bed. 1/3. Make it a good night's sleep. Get the best pillow. Get your best cover and your sheets. Make it a beautiful place to sleep so that you'll be able to sleep 7 to 9 hours a night is what they're recommending. The recommendation, according to the National Center for Biotechnology, is 7 to 9 hours of nightly sleep. The consequences of sleep shortage, listen carefully, is elevated risk of dementia. Who wants to be crazy at an older age? I don't, okay? Another thing, it causes Parkinson's if we're not getting our sleep at night, and strokes are more apt to happen from loss of sleep. Now I've got to hit caffeine one more time. Caffeine enhances alertness temporarily, but reduces the drive to sleep. It reduces the gray brain matter and interrupts the hormone melatonin for good night's sleep. Again, there's not too much good about caffeine. These are life-changing secrets to living healthier and living longer. Dan and I choose to go to bed between 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night. Did you know the hours before midnight have twice the power as the ones after? It's been proven scientifically. You guys stop being so rebellious and staying up like owls. It does. It's very important to go to bed and sleep well because it gives us good brains to think all the way through to the end of life. And that is the 5 secrets, the 5 practical things that we can do to make a difference in our lives. So I'm going to close off with just this right here. Everyone is blessed with the power of choice. God put in you, He put in charge, He put you in charge of your life. You are what you choose. Just one choice today can make a difference for the rest of your life, especially when it's permanent. And I'm telling you, these things that I've shared with you today is bigger than you. Do you understand what I mean? You need a power outside of yourself to help you to make a difference in your own personal life. So that's why I'm going to end with a Bible verse. It's 1 Corinthians 10, verse 13. And I think that, Oh, could you read this with me? You can see it. Let's read it together. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will provide a way out so that you can endure it. 1 Corinthians 10:13. It's a beautiful verse that you can memorize, and that verse in and of itself has power to deliver you from some of the things that you might be tempted to do when it's out of your control. So that ends our lecture. Any questions? We have some prizes to give away, but if you have any questions about
The
anything.
caffeine,
Huh?
I heard some recent studies about it, so good for your heart, and you know, so much caffeine a day. You're saying it's really not a benefit.
I'm gonna ask you to do something when you go home. Find out who's sponsoring. Find out who's sponsoring that.
Channel 4 News, I hate it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it's out there. But I'm telling you, they've done scientific studies. If you want someone who's purely not promoting coffee companies, they're going to tell you, for the most part, it's not good for your body. It's a drug. And we wouldn't give marijuana or cocaine to our kids. Why would we want them to be hooked on caffeine? Do you understand what I mean? So I know it's hard. Dan and I had a friend who was hooked on, was about couple cups, it was like 20 cups a day, 20 cups a day. He was on 20 cups. He spent a lot of time drinking caffeine. And yeah, and he started having irregular heartbeats, and his kidneys started failing him. And so I went and I spoke with him, and he decided to go without caffeine. He was a pain to live with for about 2 weeks. And he started doing tea, herbal tea, and there are coffees, cereal coffees out there to replace. One's called Roma, another called Cafex. Go to a health food store, you can get started on it, and it's this herbal type, non-caffeinated. And if you say, well, I don't do caffeine, I do non-caffeinated, you don't want caffeine-free. I will tell you there is still 3% caffeine in caffeine-free. It's government regulated. They could put some in it, but just not put 100%. So if you want to start there and then slowly work your way off of it totally, and you know, I'm going to tell you, this is the best. Plain water. It's the best. So, yes.
And this is being proven, right? Can you talk a little bit about blue zones, like where people live longer, diet and religion?
I think there is either 5 or 5 blue zones. And if you get the book, if you just Google blue zones, you can actually learn about blue zones. There's Sardinia near Italy. They live over 100 years old. There's Loma Linda University. They are living to 99, 103, 104. There's several different, there's a Japanese, Okinawa, yes. I mean, there's 4 or 5 that they've done studies on, and these people, Costa Rica, see, some of you might be from these places, I don't know, it's mine. But they have learned that just eating simply fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables in these places, caffeine, these people walk everywhere. If you look in a lot of these places, physical exercise is the main. So we need to, instead of looking and saying, oh, how little can I do? We need to say, how much can I do? How much can I do to make a difference in my health? So that when it does happen, it's wonderful. I tell you, it's great. All right. Any other questions? We have prizes for you guys. Bring it on. All right. Pastor here's going to come up. I tell you what, we've got books because we know books are great for reading. How many books do we have here? We have 7 or 8 books. And Dan and I have a friend who has an herbal company, and he gave me 6 herbal rich lip balms. Okay, and so we are gonna give those away today. Can you put the other two out? And he gave us an herbal rich mint. This you can put on the back of your neck or on a joint, and it will make you feel better, sleep better. It doesn't have any drugs in it, it's just herbs. But he makes this and he wanted me to have it. And last but not least, we have a little tiny flashlight. And it works. It works. Okay, so we're gonna share these. This goes great on a keychain. It works well. I will tell you, one of the books that has really blessed me throughout my life is this one. It's called Counsels on Diet and Foods. It talks about everything we talked about today, all the different remedies, all the different steps and principles. Counsels on Diet and Foods. You can buy it on Amazon. You can even buy it on eBay. There's probably used ones, but it's a great thing. All right. So we've got some prizes.
All right. Yes. So our first number is 3230256. 32.
Get your tickets out, guys. Come on. Let's show me your tickets. Oh, she's got one. All right.
Yes, this one is the plant-based cookbook. And I'm going to deal with the chip program.
All right, let's give her a hand. She won.
All right, let's do the next one. And its number is 3230255.
All right, come on down. The price is right. Woo-hoo.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, he's going to take up cooking. That's a good one. All right.
All right. And the next one is 3230269.
323.
026. All right.
Oh, Linda got one. Let's give her a hand. Awesome.
Dynamic living.
So happy that we're able to give out gifts today. This is well worth it.
All right. I think we have a ticket in here. All right. It's 3230257.
323.
0257.
257. Check your numbers.
That one was you.
Something different. They're always.
So very cool.
All right. We're so glad that everyone is here today. We're glad we can give away free gifts because you always go home with a warm feeling. You know, the first time I ever got a free gift, it was a pitcher, a Tupperware pitcher. In my entire life, got it one time, and I just always remember. So winning a gift is very rare, you know, in a situation like this. You got any more?
So that's all the tickets that we have.
Really?
Yes.
We'll give them each one of those things.
So I gave them one of these as well.
Oh, okay. We'll give him the rest of them.
We'll pass them out.
You get a call.
All right, I have a question. Who's going to do some lifestyle changing? From what you heard today, tell me one thing you're going to do to make a difference in your life. Yes.
More exercise.
More exercise. Okay, that's good. And you know, spring is here, it's coming, so we feel more like getting out. All right, anyone else? Anyone gonna change anything they do to make a difference? All right? Yes.
More water.
More water. Very good, Heidi. We all could do that. Let's do it with Heidi. Let's drink more water. All these things are so simple, but sometimes we just allow them to waylay us and not do what we know we should do.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, your tofu, I don't know anything about it except that it's firm or soft or whatever, but, what was in your,
Hey, Dan, where's my tofu? I wanted, did you hide that somewhere?
Go look for it.
There's a box of tofu somewhere. So, are you asking about the recipe
Oh.
itself?
I see, it's extra firm.
Yeah, it's extra firm. If all you have is firm, that's fine, but extra firm holds together better in a cream sauce. So
And
that's,
how about that with estrogen, the tofu, and estrogen?
that's a great question. You would have to eat, I'm telling you, boxes and boxes and boxes of tofu to make a difference. Again, that is, to me, is a fallacy. There's nothing wrong with tofu. People would have to eat extremely a large amount for it to affect.
It shouldn't affect you, shouldn't have it.
You'll be fine. If all you ate was tofu, you might get a reaction. But nobody sitting here just eats tofu. We eat a variety. It's in a meal. Okay, all right. Tofu comes in a box, in a water bath. And when you take it, you cut the box and you drain the water off. And I take it and I put it in paper towels to get the rest of the water off of the tofu. And then it becomes something that you can put in what we ate today, and it tastes really good. So sometimes I'll put it in a pan and put it in a flour and cover it with flour and fry it, and then put it in a sandwich. Tastes very good. So there's different ways. I put tofu in lasagna. I put tofu in cookies. There's all different ways you can use it. It has absolutely no taste. So whatever you put it with, it becomes. And that's what you experience today. So, all right. I have no more questions, and we've all done very well. And we're actually going to let you out a half hour early. Isn't that wonderful? You guys have done a great
We
job.
won't know, we won't know.
It's too much snow.
We can stay here a whole extra half hour.
Just sit here and socialize. There's no rush. You can socialize, do whatever you want, but I'm going to ask the pastor to come and give a final announcement and a closing prayer, and we'll let you go. Thank you so much.